Preface and Chapter 1 of Smith, Journalist by P.G. Wodehouse. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. This reading by Psuke Bariah. Preface of Smith, Journalist by P.G. Wodehouse. The conditions of life in New York are so different from those of London that a story of this kind calls for a little explanation. There are several million inhabitants of New York. Not all of them eke out a precarious livelihood by murdering one another, but there is a definite section of the population which murders, not casually on the spur of the moment, but on definite commercial lines at so many dollars per murder. The gangs of New York exist in fact. I have not invented them. Most of the incidents in this story are based on actual happenings. The Rosenthal case, where four men, headed by a genial individual calling himself Gyp the Blood, shot a fellow citizen in cold blood in a spot as public and fashionable as Piccadilly Circus, and escaped in a motor car, made such a stir a few years ago that the noise of it was heard all over the world, and not, as is generally the case with the doings of the gangs, in New York only. Rosenthal cases on a smaller and less sensational scale are frequent occurrences on Manhattan Island. It was the prominence of the victim rather than the unusual nature of the occurrence that excited the New York press. Most gang victims get a quarter of a column in small type. P.G. Wodehouse. Chapter 1. Cozy Moments. The man in the street would not have known it, but a great crisis was imminent in New York journalism. Everything seemed as much as usual in the city. The cars ran blithely on Broadway. Newsboys shouted "Wextree" into the ears of nervous pedestrians with their usual Caruso-like vim. Society passed up and down Fifth Avenue in its automobiles, and was there a furrow of anxiety upon society's brow? None. At 1,000 street corners 1,000 policemen preserved their air of massive superiority to the things of this world. Not one of them showed the least sign of perturbation. Nevertheless, the crisis was at hand. Mr. J. Filkin Wilberfloss, editor-in-chief of Cozy Moments, was about to leave his post and start on a 10 weeks' holiday. In New York one may find every class of paper which the imagination can conceive. Every grade of society is catered for. If an Eskimo came to New York, the first thing he would find on the bookstalls in all probability would be the Blubber magazine, or some similar production, written by Eskimo for Eskimo.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?